Welcome everyone to our Easy English Talk. Today, we're tuning into a friendly chat between neighbors Emma and Tom. Emma spots Tom outside and starts with a classic greeting. Why is talking about the weather such a popular way to break the ice, Tom?
Great question. Weather is a shared experience, so asking about it helps people start conversations naturally. For example, Emma might say, "Good morning, Tom. What's the weather like today?" This not only greets Tom, but opens the door for more small talk.
Exactly. And using phrases like, "What's the weather like?" is both polite and practical. It's a great opener for learners to use in daily life. Can you share how Tom might respond with a simple description?
Certainly. Tom could reply, "It's a bit cloudy today." Notice how he combines the word cloudy with a bit to express mildness. This keeps the conversation relaxed and gives Emma more to talk about.
Let's dive deeper into describing the weather. We often hear words like sunny, cloudy, and raining. Why is it important to learn multiple ways to describe weather, especially for beginners?
Knowing several words helps learners sound more natural and understand others better. For instance, sunny means there's a lot of sun, while cloudy means the sky is covered by clouds. If Tom says, "It's really cold today," Emma knows to wear a warm coat.
Right. Sometimes people add extra details, like, "It's windy this morning," or "It feels warm in the sun." These phrases add color to the conversation. Can you give an example of combining two descriptors?
Sure. Tom might say, "It's cloudy and a little windy." This gives Emma a fuller picture. Using two words together, like cold and wet, helps paint a clearer scene for the listener.
Now, let's practice asking about the weather. What are some common questions Emma might use, and why are they effective for small talk?
Emma could ask, "Is it going to rain today?" Or, "Do you think it'll stay dry?" These questions are effective because they invite the other person to share their opinion or experience, keeping the conversation going.
Absolutely. Using questions like, "Do you think it'll snow?" or "How's the weather this afternoon?" can also help learners connect with others. Do these patterns work for different weather types?
They do. You can swap out words for any condition. For example, "Is it going to be sunny later?" Or "Will it be windy tomorrow?" This flexibility makes it easy for beginners to adapt to any situation.
Let's turn to responses. When Tom hears a weather question, what are some simple and confident ways he can reply?
Tom might answer, "Looks like it might rain," or "It's pretty cold out." Short, clear phrases help build confidence. If he's unsure, he could say, "I think it'll stay dry, but you never know." This shows natural uncertainty.
That's great. Adding a little uncertainty, like "maybe it'll clear up later," sounds friendly and realistic. Why is it helpful for learners to practice both certain and uncertain responses?
Because in real life, weather isn't always predictable. Practicing both types of phrases prepares learners for any situation, making their conversations more authentic.
Another key element is talking about the forecast. How can Emma and Tom naturally bring up predictions, and why does this matter in daily English?
Emma might say, "The forecast says it might rain this afternoon." Discussing forecasts is useful because it's practical people use this info to plan their day. It also introduces new vocabulary like forecast and chance of rain.
Exactly, and sharing opinions like, "I heard it might snow tomorrow," or "They say it'll be sunny all week," creates more interaction. Do you have a tip for making these phrases sound natural?
Yes, using phrases like "I think," "I heard," or "they say" softens the statement and invites agreement or disagreement, which helps conversation flow smoothly.
Let's explore how weather talk influences daily decisions. For example, Emma considers taking an umbrella. How does discussing weather lead to practical advice?
Weather affects choices like clothing or what to bring. Tom might say, "You should take an umbrella just in case," while Emma replies, "Good idea, I'll bring my raincoat too." Such exchanges teach useful advice-giving structures.
That's right. By using phrases like "just in case" or "better safe than sorry," learners gain confidence in real situations, not just in class. Why do you think this practical language is so valuable?
Because it mirrors real-life conversations, making English more relevant and memorable. When learners use advice phrases about the weather, they're more likely to remember and use them in future chats.
Weather small talk isn't just about the sky, it's about building relationships. How does chatting about the weather help Emma and Tom connect as neighbors?
Weather talk shows friendliness and interest. When Tom says, "Nice day for a walk, isn't it?" he invites Emma to agree or share her thoughts. This builds rapport and can lead to longer conversations about family, hobbies, or plans.
Exactly. Even short exchanges like lovely weather we're having can make people feel welcome. Do you have suggestions for turning weather talk into deeper small talk?
Yes, after talking about the weather, ask follow-up questions like, "Are you heading anywhere special today?" This moves the chat from weather to personal interests.
Let's compare weather around the world. How can learners use weather talk to share about their home country or learn about others?
They might say, "In my country, it's usually hot in June," or "We get a lot of snow in winter." Comparing climates offers cultural insights and new vocabulary like humid, dry, or freezing.
That's a great point. Exchanging experiences like, "It hardly ever rains where I'm from," can spark interesting discussions. How can teachers encourage this kind of sharing in class?
Teachers can ask students to describe today's weather in their city, or compare last winter to this one. This not only practices language, but helps learners connect across cultures.
Sometimes learners make mistakes like saying, "It's rain" instead of "It's raining." How can beginners avoid these and sound more natural?
One useful tip is to remember that rain is a noun, but raining is the verb form. So, say "It's raining" for action, and "It's rain" for the thing. Practice makes perfect repeat sentences like "It's sunny" or "It's snowing" for fluency.
That's helpful. Also, learners sometimes confuse windy with rainy. How can they remember the difference?
Try using pictures or real-life examples. For instance, windy means the air moves a lot like leaves blowing. Rainy means water falls from the sky. Associating the word with an image can make it stick.
Let's end with some speaking practice. How can listeners use what they've learned to describe their own weather or ask someone about theirs?
Listeners can start by repeating key phrases. "What's the weather like today?" or "It's sunny and warm." Then try answering, "It's cloudy here. How about you?" Practicing with a friend or out loud builds confidence.
Wonderful. And for extra practice, try making up a weather report for tomorrow or ask a neighbor about the forecast. Why is this repetition so powerful for language learning?
Because using language actively helps turn knowledge into skill. The more you speak, the easier it is to remember and use these phrases in real conversations, just like Emma and Tom.